All right, guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to properly fill out a business credit card application. I know a lot of people get tripped up on this part or some of these parts of these application. So I'm going to walk you through step by step on what and how to fill it out and give you some tips to maximize the funding and what you should avoid and things like that. So let's move this over here. So as you can see, so this would be just your personal information. You would just put whatever fits your whatever title is for your business. If you have a partner, you would put partner. If you're the president, the owner, etc. Most of the time, if it's single member, you would just put president. Okay, so you would just put president if you're like the single member of that LLC or that company. Pretty self-explanatory here. You put your first name, last name, date of birth, mother's maiden name, social security number. You put it right here. Let me move this over here, lower this a little bit, and then you would put address type. You would put here. All this is basic information, okay? This is basic information. By giving us your mobile phone number, Chase has your consent to send automatic calls and texts, service all your calls. So yeah, you would put all this valid information here, right? This is where, and now this is where most people get tripped up. Okay, this part right here. So total gross annual revenue. Keyword is gross. Keyword is gross. All right, guys, before I continue, guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. Yeah, that way you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, smash that like button. Smash that like button. It really does help with the algorithm. All right, so this is where most people get tripped up. The business income part and like the income part. So when it comes to personal, there's this thing called stated income, right? Basically, 9 out of 10 times you're going to state your income, and a lot of the times it's your total household income on an application, right? It's whoever lives in a house. Usually, it's total what the household income, but essentially you can just it's stated income, right? 9 out of 10 times they're not going to verify the information. So on the personal side, it's called stated income. On the business side, it's called projected business revenue, especially if you are a new business, 3-day old, 1-day old, 2-month-old LLC. It's considered projected business revenue. And I'm going to show you what that means. So look at this. This is what you earn or reasonably expect to earn in a year. So this is for the personal, but the business is going to come right here, right? So here you would put your actual income, right, for your personal on the personal, right? So this is what you earn currently, personal, or reasonably expect to earn in a year, right? If you are 21 or older and regularly use income from others to pay your bills, you can include that too. Alimony, child support, separate maintenance income need to be revealed if you do not wish to have it considered as a basis for repaying the obligation. If you include non-taxable income that you or your tax advisor has determined isn't subject to income tax, increase that by 25%. So right here, this section, total gross annual income. This is for you personally, as personally, right? This is the business. So you put here what structure you are. We're going to talk about the business income shortly. So you would put here. You would put what applies. Limited liability, LLC, nonprofit, partnership, sole proprietor. Chase is sole proprietor friendly. So is Bank of America. So is American Express. Okay. Most banks are sole prop friendly. Okay. And that's just a different type of structure that you have compared to an LLC. You don't have you don't have protection if you're a sole prop, but you can do business as a sole proprietor, like if you do Uber, if you sell stuff online. So here you would put your business name. All right. Tell us the full legal business name. You can find exactly what it is by checking your business formation document. This is very important. You have to, especially with Chase, everything has to match accordingly. Everything has to match to the T, right? If it's if it's 1, 2, 3, limited liability company, all spelled out, you have to put that because that's what you register the business as. Okay, so keep that in mind. So make sure everything lines up from your articles of organization. And when you put this on, because it's gonna do a quick search on your business name. There's a desired name on the card. You could put your business here or your personal name. Does your business use another name like your trade name, DBA? You could select that. This is your EIN. This is employee identification number. Is your business physical address the same as your personal? So you would put what applies here. Number of employees, if you have any. Business phone number. Business established date. This is where most people get tripped up. Annual business revenue. Now let's go back to this. This is what you expect to earn reasonably in a year. So with business is what you project that business will do. So what you can do, depending on the business you're in, you started, you can see what what is it typically that business does in revenue, right? If it's a business that you don't want to overproject, but you want to be optimistic, right? You want to be in a range where it makes sense. I can't tell you what to put in the application, but again, it is essentially stated income or projected business revenue on this side, on the business side, I'm sorry. So you can just put what you expect to reasonably earn in the next 12 months from your business. So the best way to kind of stay in the neutral zone is to see what other businesses in your the similar businesses locally or nationally, what they earn as far as business revenue for that particular business, that particular industry. If I don't want you to put like $1 million in that business. Generally speaking, doesn't only does like 300,000, right? You want to be optimistic, but you also want to be reasonable and realistic. All right. So you can get business funding even if it's a brand new LLC. It could be a day old, year old, 6 months old, 3 days old. You can get $50,000, $100,000 on a brand new business. Chase gives out high limits. If you know the structure, how to structure it, and how to properly, build a relationship with that relationship manager, you can get really high limits. Even if you don't have the relationship managers, they generally do give out pretty high limits. So I just wanted to point that out. I know a lot of people get confused, don't know what to put. They don't want to overstate. They don't want to understate. I like to stay right in the middle. And just, again, what you reasonably expect to earn in the next 12 months for your business. And you can just look up whatever type of business that is that you are currently in and what industry, and see what everybody else does, generally speaking. Business category. So you would just select whatever the business category that applies to you, right? This is where this is important too. NAICS code. This is how they classify that industry. You're going to hear a lot of people say, avoid high-risk industries. Yes, that is true. Credit repair, things like that. But if we're talking specifically for business credit cards, like real estate, you can get business credit card for real estate if it's like real estate. What I've seen is you'll get denials for real estate if you have real estate or you're in a real estate business for business lines of credit. But this is important because it's short-term and long-term thinking. Long-term, if you are thinking about applying for BLOCs, you want to keep your name general. I shouldn't be able to know what your business does based on that name. So if you keep it general, ABC Enterprises, ABC International, ABC, whatever it is, as long as it's general, and I don't know based on the name what your business does, that's good because they're short-term to get the business credit cards. Long-term, you want to get business lines of credit. But if you're in a high-risk industry like real estate, it's very unlikely that you'll get like business lines of credit. They do consider that high risk. This is another thing right here. Tell us the average monthly amount you would charge on this card. So what I recommend is put a decent amount on this spend because you want to get high limits and you want to show them that you do expect to spend a lot of money on the card. That way they can give you a higher limit. Because if you're only spending $3,000, $5,000, why would I give you a high limit if you're not actually using the card? So I would put a good amount, typically half of what the revenue is, like some sort in that range. Just put a decent amount where you can spend, where it's considered a good amount of spend. That way they can give you a high limit because they see that you're in need of that high limit. If not, then they'll give you a high limit. But most of these are little tips that can improve certain things on the application and improve the limit, high spend, NAICS code, revenue, but ultimately in like certain structures of the LLC. But ultimately, it comes down to if you have a great personal credit profile, a thick profile that has certain things in place: primaries, mix of accounts, high limits, no derogatories collection, etc. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. That way you can notify whenever I post a new video. Also, smash that like button. That's my time. My name's Toby Rosario. Peace.